Derya Little is familiar to Catholic TV viewers from a previous appearance about her book, From Islam to Christ. And today she joins us to talk about her new book that is from our Sunday visitors. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me again.
Well, and you're all the way in Kansas now. You keep moving around on us.
Yes, I do, but I think this is the last stop.
Well, many times we think of women in scriptures as almost unnamed sources, but this book focuses on the encounters with Jesus that 12 women experience. Tell us about this approach.
The book is about what happens after the conversion, after you decide to follow Jesus, and for today's women. And I struggle with this, it's just this, it's like happily ever after, but how do you become a good Catholic mom, wife, and a Catholic woman, Catholic daughter, right? But sometimes we don't have enough people around us to teach this. And I found solace in these women as I read the scriptures, and I realized that their lives, even though lived so many years ago, still resonated with me and still had many lessons to teach us. And I thought there must be other women like me who struggle with this, and maybe these women will also have some lessons to teach them and teach us how to encounter with Christ in our daily lives. And often it's boring, monotonous, right? And we think it's unthankful, and we are trying to swim against the current of the culture. But these women from 2,000 years ago, still they have so much to tell us. So that's how I ended up writing the book.
Derya, obviously you have found these women in the New Testament to be relevant to you. Can you share with us how, in these times, these contemporary times, how these 12 unique experiences remain relevant for your readers?
First of all, obviously, human nature doesn't change. So even though the way our kitchens may look different, the houses, or the way we dress may look different, the struggles are similar. So I picked 12 women from the New Testament, and starting with Saint Elizabeth, who struggled with infertility. How common is that? Or Saint Faustine, as we know, as the woman at the well. Who among us don't relate with her? And the joy she felt when Christ found her. Or Saint Mary Magdalene, or Saint Martha, right? Like there's just a little bit of these women in our struggles, even though from the outside it may look different, but at the core, the struggle is still the same, similar, and ever relevant. And that's why they found their ways in the scriptures also.
So when you're writing this book and you're researching and you find these 12 women, which ones were your favorites?
Okay, so my favorite is Saint Faustine and Saint Martha.
And why?
So those are the. I think I relate with Saint Faustine because of my own background and how Christ came to find me. It wasn't me chasing after him. And I really relate because of how sinful my past was, and despite all that. Christ was willing to give me the life-giving water. So Saint Faustine is definitely at the top. And Saint Martha, I think she's really misunderstood. And I relate to her in that, like, I want to go do things instead of be more like Mary and contemplate. And I really relate with her story, especially because I struggle with housework as a woman. I do not like cleaning. I do not like any of that. And I think a lot of women nowadays, they think that, being a good Catholic woman means you need to enjoy these things. But I think Saint Martha teaches us how to find Christ, like Saint Therese did in these daily struggles. So those are my two favorites.
Nice. Can you just tell us for a moment about the format of the book? Is it better suited for personal use or perhaps for a group?
Both, I think. That's what we wanted to do. So there are 12 women. So you can take one woman a week if you're doing a group study and talk about her life. And I try to write it in a way that it becomes personal and you see the world through the eyes of these women, almost go back in time. And I also shared my own struggles to bring it back to today, and how we can kind of connect them both and learn from them. So you can do a group study, or you can use it as a personal devotional, if that's your choice. Yeah.
Derya, you keep bringing up the word struggle. Is it something that we all have to realize, that we are all going to struggle, and that part of the solution to that is our relationship with Jesus?
Yes, I think so. I mean, maybe more so than before, but the narrow is the gate. He never promised us a perfect life, that everything would be just, aligned as long as we follow Christ. But what he promised us, he would be always with us in our suffering and in our struggle. So he's the only solution at the end of the day. And I think all these women in different ways find out that truth and bring us closer to that truth and to Christ.
Well, it's always a pleasure to have you with us, Derya. At His Feast would be such a great Lenten gift for people. How can people get a copy?
You can order it from OSV, our Sunday Visitor bookstore, or wherever else you like your books from.
Very good. Well, you stay safe out there in Kansas, and thanks again for being with us today.